If you're interested in action cameras for Airsoft, you maybe remember my video on the RunCam Helmet Camera, which was brand new in 2024. I was the first one reviewing the product in detail and giving comparative insights in the video performance of this little gadget, which is designed like popular helmet flashlight models. Now, not even 1 year later, RunCam came up with the next evolutionary step of this camera, offering a higher video resolution and interesting extra features compared to the original. Welcome to my review of the RunCam Helmet Camera 4K. Just before the release of the Helmet Camera 4K, RunCam reached out to me and asked if I wanted to make a review on the new camera again. And because I think you, as the Airsoft community, liked the previous video quite a bit, I also thought it was a good idea. So, let's take a look on what we get here. Besides the warranty card, the first thing we see when opening the packaging is the new helmet camera itself. Its design did not really change compared to the predecessor. The main difference is the writing on the top side, which says Helmet Camera 4K now. On top we get the user manual in Chinese and English language, and a box of accessories, which contains a USB-C charging cable, the mounting adapters for helmet rail and Velcro attachment, and a hex key-shaped screwdriver. Also very nice, RunCam added 2 sets of Velcro. We will come back later to why this really could come in handy. As an additional feature to the 1080p version of the helmet camera, RunCam created a special clip for the gooseneck lens extension, which is meant to reduce wobble and enhance the image stability. We will see how this will work, but first, let's check the basic functionalities of the new 4K version. In terms of features and usability, the Helmet Camera 4K is very close to the original model. You turn on the camera by the large switch, which will give you a notable vibration feedback when activated. The camera instantly starts recording when turned on. There is no extra start or stop button for this. The flashing light on the front end lens indicates the current status of the camera. Right now, it is flashing fast, which means there is no SD card inserted. You can use cards up to 512 GB, which should be enough storage, even for 4K footage. For this test, I take my 128 GB SanDisk from one of my other cameras and insert it into the Helmet Camera 4K. Unfortunately, there is no dust cover or similar protection, so this model is not water or dust proof. You can see the flashing of the LED got a lot slower now, which means the camera is working properly and has started recording. One cool feature the previous version already had is the capability to turn the lens and gooseneck by 90 degrees, so you get a vertical format image. Perfectly suitable for YouTube Shorts, TikTok or Instagram stories. Especially when considering how the YouTube algorithm has changed by recently pushing Shorts, this could be a very valuable function for Airsoft content creators out there. Also in terms of the battery, not a lot has changed compared to the predecessor. The used battery type still is of the popular 18650 type. It is still replaceable and still incredibly hard to get out of the housing. What I learned is that it can help to remove the small metal ring making contact with the electronics, so the battery comes out a little easier. But in most cases, you won't need to replace the battery, as 6 hours of recording time should be enough for most game days. Some important upgrades on the other hand have been done to the firmware and the RunCam app. In order to connect the camera to your smartphone, press the Wi-Fi button once and a second blue LED will start flashing over the red one. Now simply open the RunCam app and follow the instructions on screen, and you will get to the image preview interface. This screen allows you to adjust the settings of your camera and get a real-time preview, even while the camera is mounted to your helmet and you're already out there on the field. For example, you can adjust the brightness level to the actual weather conditions or change saturation to your personal needs. Of course, you can also change the video resolution output from 1080p over 2K up to 4K, while the FPS on 4K are limited to 30. One more interesting feature is located in the general camera settings. Here you find a switch to turn on and off the flashing red LED while recording. This can be very useful for nighttime Airsoft games, for example, while you don't want to give away your position due to a bright flashing camera light. Thumbs up for this feature. You are also able to stream already recorded files right to your smartphone as a preview. Not in the best resolution, but at least you get an idea of what you have recorded. All in all, the functionalities of the app corresponding with the camera seem to be quite advanced and fine-tuned to the needs of an airsoft player. An attitude of developing I really like. As the name already suggests, the Helmet Camera 4K is supposed to be mounted on the side of an airsoft helmet, for example a FAST or MICH helmet. The first option you can choose for doing so is to use the Velcro accessories. Assembling the needed parts is quite simple. Just put the self-adhesive Velcro piece on the adapter and screw the adapter to the camera itself. Now you can place the camera on a free space of soft Velcro on your helmet. This may be the fastest option of mounting the camera, but in this state it will shake a lot in fast-paced in-game situations. So RunCam developed this additional clip for stabilizing the front end lens. Unfortunately, it just comes with a two-sided adhesive patch to be sticked on a hardshell helmet, which you cannot use for mesh or fabric helmet covers. But as you maybe remember from the beginning of the video, RunCam delivers two sets of adhesive Velcro, which may be not intended to be used on this stabilization clip, but hey, as an airsoft player you quickly learn how to improvise. Just cut the Velcro piece in shape and repeat the process as you did on the main Velcro adapter. And voila! Here's your new stabilization fixed point for fabric helmet covers. The main advantage of this setup is that the camera can be taken off very simple, be it for data transfer to your computer or for using it on another helmet. But for all of you who prefer a more rigid and even more stable connection to the helmet, let me quickly demonstrate the rail installation. If you decide to mount the Helmet Camera 4K on the side rail of your helmet, you have to screw on the respective adapter piece. Don't forget the longer central screw. This one is necessary to hold the camera in place later. As you see, there is already the hose from my Novridge anti-fog unit placed on the rail with a zip tie. In case I would want to keep the camera in this position, I would guide the hose above the camera housing. The way I do it here is just for demonstration purposes. The central screw grabs into the small recess areas on the rail and ensures you a rock-solid way of installation. You still can use the stabilization clip for the front end. In this case, it's probably better to fold the little arm to the right, so it can be reached better by the gooseneck. My only concern here would be that the little arm could break when you bump your head into a door frame or a tree, for example. Time will tell how durable it really is. Now it's time to show you how the camera performs. While I compared the original helmet camera to the Thumb Pro by RunCam last year, this time I repeat the same setup but with the newer Thumb 2 lightweight camera. I also add some samples of the last year's video, so you can see how the image quality on the 4K helmet camera model has evolved since then. When I put the helmet camera 4K on for the first time and checked the results, I was kinda surprised. The footage had a quite strong fisheye effect, which made it basically useless in my eyes. Also, some friends of mine thought this cannot be the real deal, not even in this entry-level price range. So I made contact with RunCam again and asked if they were able to fix that fisheye issue. And indeed, 2 weeks later they replied and told me a new update for the app and firmware of the camera had been released. In the new version you find a distortion correct mode now. When you watch the central wall of this footage example closely, you see that it does not bend out in the outer parts of the video anymore while the function is enabled. I absolutely like that the company actually reacts to the demands of the community so fast. So please make sure to update the latest firmware and app version in case you experience the same issue. This said, let's watch the actual test footage now.
Now let's listen to how the RunCam Helmet Camera 4K sounds like. As on the previous model, the original 1080p helmet camera, it was reported that the footage has some major flaws in the audio quality. So yeah, here you can hear if those flaws have been fixed. I try to turn around so the wind noise can be avoided. Yeah, it's also interesting to know how the Helmet Cam 4K can handle the wind noise. So that's it.
To sum things up, in my opinion, the RunCam Helmet Camera 4K is a 100% improvement of the last year's 1080p version. It comes with a larger set of accessories and has a sharper image with more authentic colors, if you ask me. Combined with the latest software improvements and the low price point of just about $80, I don't know why you wouldn't want to buy the helmet camera. Although you should not expect the image quality of a GoPro, of course. What do you think? Did you already use the Helmet Camera 4K by yourself? What is your opinion on the product? As always, I am looking forward to your comments. So long, have a good one.